Hey guys, it's me Josh, aka FutureFilmmaker3940 here again. Welcome to another ranking video, and I've done this franchise before, but I want to do it again because there's a new film in the series, and that is, as you can see, is the Harry Potter franchise. We're going to do this from worst one to best one, and if you don't like the choices I put on this list, don't get angry at me. I wanted to hear what your list would be. And let's not be a douche in the comments, okay? But anyway, let's get started with number 9. Coming at number 9, we have The Chamber of Secrets. Now, none of these movies I hate. None of them I hate. I love all of these movies. This one I pick as my 9th favorite, my least favorite, because it is a little long and it does suffer from what Sorcerer's Stone suffered. But I understand why this movie is so long. But it did really need to be that long. Chris Columbus, you established the world. Maybe you want to establish the world in this one, but I still love the movie. I still think it's a great movie. I think it's a lot of good, awesome scenes. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson are amazing in here, and you got some new cast members. You get Drago's douchebag dad, Dobby the house elf. The world of Hogwarts still looks good. The effects are good. The Basilisk fight, great use of special effects there. This movie is just, while lengthy, and it does suffer a little bit from what the first one suffers, I still find this to be good. This is still a good movie. I have no issues with this movie. This is a good movie. So yeah, I will say that this movie is still a fun film. And that's why I got my number 9. Coming in number 8, we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is the first of 2 parts, and I was skeptical on this movie at first when they announced it was going to be in 2 parts, because I was like, how are they going to pull this off? But after rewatching this one and Deathly Hallows Part 2 a lot more, I said to myself, there is no way this can be one movie. You have to split this into 2. And sure, this may have started the whole trend of last books being split into 2 movies. This is still a movie I really enjoy, and it's not boring. There's not a whole lot of boring parts, and people say it's boring. No, it's not boring. It's set. They have to spend the half of this movie without the other characters and with the 3 main characters, and this movie really tested the acting chops of Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, and they all are fantastic. And the scene with Ron and Hermione and Harry in one of the tents, and Harry and Ron gets to that big fight, I was like, wow, this is intense. But this is still a great film. David Yates really pulled it off. I love the music here. It's not a whole lot of action, but I get over it. And the music is great. Alexandre Desplat did a great job, and the theme I love the most in this movie is Snape to Malfoy Manor, which plays at the beginning of the movie. When Snape goes to Malfoy Manor, it goes like, just listen to it. You can find it on YouTube. You'll know what I'm talking about. But Deathly Hallows Part 1 is still a great movie. It's not a great movie, just a great movie. At number 6, we have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Yes, this was a great prequel. This is the first out of 5 movies, and people say 5 is a little unnecessary. But I think it's great. It's great. It gives them the time to expand more. It takes place 70 years. I love the fact that it takes place in America. Eddie Redmayne, he's a likable character. I love Catherine Waters saying her little part, because she was doing Alien Covenant, which I also liked. I liked Alien Covenant. I don't understand the hate to it. But the the beasts are good. It's not long. It's only that long. It's only 2 hours 13 minutes. That got to the point. Colin Farrell's also really good. I love Ezra Miller, and I feel bad for Ezra Miller in this movie because of what his character went through. But I have to say that there's not a whole lot of action, but it's focusing on the story. And when the action does happen, it's awesome. And the end cameo by Johnny Depp is just awesome. I can't wait to see him play something else other than Jack Sparrow. No disrespect to Jack Sparrow. I'm just saying. But it's going to be cool. And so, yeah, I am excited to see where they go next in the Fantastic Beasts 2. So, that's why I put number 7, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So, yeah, that's it. At number 6, we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, the epic conclusion of the original Harry Potter series. And this one was really quick. 2 hours and 10 minutes. It goes by a lot fast. And I know this one, it had a lot to wrap up. So this one wrapped it up perfectly. David Yates did a great job with this one, and he directed Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2, this one, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and he's directing the rest of the Fantastic Beasts films. So David Yates pretty much taking over the franchise. And his style is just very good. I like how this movie just wraps up every single story. We get to know more about Snape. We get to know more about why Snape did what he did to Dumbledore. You get to see all that. Now, some of this you could have just had in one of the earlier films, but I'm glad you waited here because it gives you that much more emotional ground. And the fight at Hogwarts is just amazing. The fight is freaking awesome. It's just wow. And the last fight at the end of the movie between Harry and Lord Voldemort, a lot of people waited a long time for this, so it had to come at some point, and it delivered. And Harry and Voldemort have this awesome fight. They jump off the balcony and then all the way to the entrance, and then they take their 2 wands and just battle out. And I still wish the lines from the trailer were still in the film where Voldemort says, "Why do you live?" and Harry responds saying, "Because I have something worth living for." I wish that was still in the movie, but no complaints easily. I still like the movie. It's not hurting my feelings. Coming to number 5, we have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Harry Potter and Order of the Phoenix. This is the one where David Yates came into the franchise. So this one, I love this one. It's really good. It's just awesome. And what I like about this one is that this one is darker. And this franchise, even from the first 2, it goes into the realm of maturity. A franchise has to mature. It's like with the Star Wars franchise, like the MCU franchise, like the DCEU franchise, it has to mature. And this franchise matured very well because it shows that these are not little kids anymore. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they have to deal with stuff that's going on. And Dolores Umbridge is just freaking... I hate Dolores Umbridge. I wanted to throw something at the screen as I was watching the movie every time she popped up. And her slapping Harry Potter, calling him a liar because she thinks Cedric Diggory dropped dead over on the court. I'm like, no, Harry is sitting there telling you is murder. Voldemort. I'm like, ugh. But there are still some good things. Acting is still good. The music is still good. You do get to see Voldemort possessing Harry's mind. And I will admit that is hard to watch, but it's still... But this is the 5th movie, so of course the 5th film will get darker. And I actually prefer this and other movies from 2007 over Pirates of the Caribbean or World's End. I don't care what anyone says. At World's End, I may have some enjoyment out of it, but it is still convoluted and overlong as heck. This is not convoluted or overlong. It's only 2 hours and 18 minutes. That's cool. But this is still a great movie. Still a good movie. Coming to number 3, we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. The 6th one. A lot of people say this is the worst one. I don't think this is the worst one. Yeah, they do focus on the romance and it is more lighthearted, but it also has dark moments. But there's not enough action. I will admit that, but I like that it focuses on the story rather than just the action. That's what a movie should do. You should focus on the story and characters more than the action. And I like the romance between Harry and Ginny. Great to see Ginny get more to do, and Draco getting more to do, and Snape making the unbreakable vow to protect him. And like I said, great Alan Rickman. May you rest in peace, sir. You were great. And also rest in peace to Uncle Vernon, aka Richard Griffiths, and John Hurt, aka Ollivander. So this one I really do like. I love this film. I think it's really... Oh, also, rest in peace to Richard Harris. But this movie is still good. The action is great. The music is good by Nicholas Hooper. And Dumbledore's death is the saddest thing. Yes, they did cut out some stuff from the book, but they didn't want to make the movie as long as it already was. Because the movie is 2 hours and 33 minutes. But it went by quick. It went by fast, like a brick. And the acting from Emma Watson and all the actors are just still good. And yeah, this one I love. I don't understand the hate for this, but none of these movies ever got hate. All of them are just positively received. So there you go. Coming in number 3, we have Sorcerer's Stone and the Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live. This is the first start in the franchise, so I'm not going to go give it any more harsh, because this is still a good movie. It's just mindless fun, and just when you get the cool, and this is a great start to the series. I love the music. The action is really cool. All the performances are good, especially for Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson for their big starring roles. And it's led them on the path to being in other movies. And John Williams' score is also really good. The Talking Hat is really good. This movie is long, especially with the extended edition, but Chamber of Secrets did not need an extended edition, and nor did this one. But I still like this. I don't mind the runtime of these Harry Potter movies, because it gives me time to get enjoyment out of every single one of them, and just the perform, and you get the look of everything just looks really cool, and just the look of Hogwarts is cool. And watching all these movies in a marathon, you get a lot of good fun. So that is what I will say. So yeah, that's number 3, Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone. Now we are down to the top 2, Goblet of Fire, and number 2. People say this is their favorite one. Some people say it's not their favorite one, but this is my second favorite one. I love it. Robert Pattinson's also good. He's great in here. I love the introduction of Voldemort. This was the first film in the series to get the PG-13 rating because of how dark it is. And Another movie that got the PG-13 rating in 2005 was Revenge of the Sith. And this one, I love. I don't mind how long it is. I think it balances out the comedy and darker tone, so that's really cool. And everything else is just vastly really cool, and just Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint. I love the Triwizard tournaments. I love the dance scene in this movie. Mike Newell shot this movie very well. The music by Patrick Doyle is really good. And when you see Voldemort and Harry go at it at the first time, and when he touches his scar, and you see Harry just screaming, I was like, wow, this is in dark. They were not playing around with the PG-13 rating. They said this would be dark, and it was. So I give them credit for that. And all these movies are very accurate to their books. They're very faithful. They respect each book fantastically well. They do have to let go of some stuff, but it's an app. That's why it's called a book adaptation, a film adaptation of a novel. You can't have all that stuff put into one movie. And which leads me to my number one pick. And number one, it is Prisoner of Azkaban. This one is my favorite. I like this one. This is probably one of my favorite third installments in a movie franchise that I consider to be my favorite one. Return of the King is my favorite third entry. Return of the Jedi is my favorite third entry in the Star Wars original trilogy. The original prequel trilogy is Revenge of the Sith. I love X-Men 3 The Last Stand. I love Spider-Man 3. I have some really good third installments I like. Even Star Trek Beyond I like. X-Men Apocalypse I like. Captain America Civil War I like. Iron Man 3 I like. But this one is where we really start to see the three main leads mature. And I think over time, as you watch this franchise, the franchise is cool. I like what they were doing. Alfonso Cuarón does a great job of directing. This movie is beautifully shot. Seeing Harry stand up for himself when they talk about his parents, I love that part of the movie. I think that's really nice. The speeding bus is really cool. Gary Oldman, Sirius Black, he's really cool, great too. And the part where Hermione punches Draco, I was like, wow, you just got your tail kicked by a girl. I'm like, awesome. And just all the acting in this movie is good. And just at 2 hours 22 minutes, this feels really short. And this was also the last one to be rated PG, as well as the last one to have John Williams as composer. But they kept his themes throughout the rest of the movies. And so I say that Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite. And I like each story of each movie, especially Fantastic Beasts. So yeah. Overall, I love Prisoner of Azkaban. I love all these movies. So that's my ranking of the Harry Potter series. Let me know what you guys think of this updated ranking down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And if you like this, you can click here and we can all have a good time.